The NFL draft's a little less than 2 weeks away, and I'm currently doing my 7-round mock draft series where I go division by division doing all 32 teams. Today, it's the AFC East, and I'm a Dolphins fan, so I'll try not to rig this sucker. But I've been doing things a little bit different. I've been going into each of these mocks with a draft strategy, so let's go ahead, go over that sucker. The Patriots, that would be the first team I'm selecting for. And my strategy for them is take the best player available at pick 4. Is it Travis Hunter? Is it Abdul Carter? Please. And if it's not, then things might get a little bit hairy. My next thing I want to achieve here is focus on playmakers in the offensive line. I want, in free agency, they went out, they got defense. I want to focus on bringing in young talent for the offense to surround Drake May with. And then I am going to keep an open mind and try to maybe find a running back in the first 5 picks. Ramondre Stevenson had a bit of a fumbling issue last year. Their other guy is Antonio Gibson. So maybe grabbing a back from a class this stacked isn't such a bad idea. And then, of course, I do want to get a high upside pass rusher if we miss out on Abdul Carter. Bring somebody that you can develop that doesn't necessarily need to start right away. Moving on to the New York Jets. Hey, we're going best player available once again at pick 7. I just want to increase the ceiling of talent on this roster. And then, of course, we need to get playmakers, pass catchers, whether it be a wide receiver or a tight end to help out Justin Fields. Even if he is just a bridge quarterback, if this team's going to be competitive next year, they need to bring in someone other than Garrett Wilson. I do want to grab a defensive tackle at some point. Outside of Quinnen Williams, they have like fine-ish depth. So I do want to take advantage of a very good defensive tackle class. But I also want to keep an eye out for maybe a right tackle or a corner. It kind of depends what we do at 7. But I will be keeping that in mind throughout the remainder of the draft for the Jets. Moving on to the Miami Dolphins. Fins up, baby. Fins up. And I've been saying this for months. I've been saying this for years. We need to get Tua some help, some protection. So for Tua's sake, I want to get a left guard within the first 3 picks. Liam Eichenberg cannot be it. And then I do want to address the secondary early, whether it's corner or safety. I think if you do that early enough, because the safety and the corner class gets a little hairy on day 3. So probably want to come away from day 1, day 2, with at least one of those from each of the positions. And then, of course, it's a deep defensive tackle class. We can wait on it. We can grab a really good talent on day 3 to add depth there. And I do want to grab a project offensive tackle, Terran Armstead. He is now retired. Patrick Ball, he looked good at parts last year when he had to step in. Don't know how that'll go in year 2. And then Austin Jackson, also, he was good down the stretch, but it was kind of rough at the beginning of the year. So maybe grabbing someone you can develop just in case and just to prepare in case of injury. And then finally, the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be a very defensive-heavy draft for the Bills. Offensively, I'm very satisfied with this squad. I look at the defense, I'm like, hey, we can't be allowing 30 or 40 points. So I'm going defense. I think I probably will go corner at pick 3 because there's going to be a run on corner early in the second round, and I just don't have faith that a quality corner is going to be available at the back end of the second round where the Bills have 2 picks. Instead, I could take advantage of it being a very deep defensive line class and double dip along the defensive line at the back end of round 2. And then on day 3, I do want to get a linebacker, bring someone to develop. I feel like Matt Milano is going to be soon on the way out after this season. And they extended Bernard, but really, what do they got going on next to him for the future? I mean, you could hope Dorian Williams can continue to develop, but at the very least, grab a depth player, a special teamer. Before we talk more prospects, got to give a shout out to our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. If you download the app and sign up using promo code BROSHMO, they will match your first deposit up to $1,000 dues. It's the best place to play weekly best ball, or my favorite, higher or lower on player stats. Baseball season's back. So, hey, you want to get on that action, or maybe basketball? Well, they do all kinds of sports, maybe esports if you follow that. But it's a fun way to play. And if you do sign up Don't forget, it's promo code BROSHMO, but as always, please play responsibly and play within your means. But without further ado, let's get this sucker started. Starting with the New England Patriots, and oh, what a beautiful world where both Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are available. Oh, golly, this makes me feel good. This makes me feel happy. If I'm the Patriots fan, I'm hoping this is how the actual draft goes. I think I'm kind of want to lean with Hunter because he gives you the wide receiver potential as well. So we're going to do that. We're going to go with Travis Hunter. Next, we have the New York Jets. By the way, if you didn't know, no trades in these mocks. It's 7 rounds, guys. Trades just further complicate things. I could go Abdul Carter. There ain't no way. Okay, there ain't no way Abdul Carter is going to be here at 2. So we're just going to pretend that he's not here because that ain't happening. Ashton Genty, though, if the Raiders pass on him, which I don't think they will, he could be a viable option. I tend to like Armand Membu. You can make really good cases also for Tyler Warren, Tetaro McMillan. If you keep in mind, like the Lions, they were able to get Sam Laporta on day 2. So if I'm the Jets, I'm Aaron Glenn. Maybe, hey, we could find that guy on day 2 as well. I'm among, among the mind that let's just complete the offensive line. Armand Membu feels like a really good fit. Aaron Glenn saw what going after the trenches can do for you in Detroit, as they consistently had a top 2, top 3 offensive line in the league. So I'm going to go with Membu. All right. Nope. Miami Dolphins. What are we going to do here? Ashton Genty? No. Tyler Warren could be a consideration if you want to grab a weapon. You have Jonnu Smith there for another year. Kelvin Banks, if you want to start him early at left guard. I prefer to go Will Johnson here. It feels like I feel like Will Johnson. I'm going to roll the dice on he can be the 2023 version of himself, that he can stay healthy. I'm a big sucker for Will Johnson. He was my guy coming into the season, and I feel like I don't mind dying on that hill. I just don't. Buffalo Bills. I said defense. Oh, Malachi Starks, Nick Emanuari. Oh, those are 2 very interesting options. Let's see what I said. Corner. This is what I mean, man. I feel like we could be Darian Porter or Jacob Parrish. As you can see, some of the corners have already come off the board. I don't see Maxwell Harrison here. Revel, did he? Yeah, Revel came off the board too. So I feel like I want to get in on that jump. I feel like Trey Amos is a really solid player to do that. And we'll go ahead. We'll take a look at the defensive line in round 2. You like the NFL draft. Matter of fact, you love the NFL draft, which means you're going to love my draft guide. If you want to know every player your team drafts or even signs as an undrafted free agent, then this is for you. My draft guide updates every day, and you'll be able to see those updates in real time as I add new evals and player backgrounds. It'll have analytics from this year and last year. It'll have the pro day and combine numbers. It'll even have my notes from the Senior and Shrine Bowl. It's a one-time purchase of $30 via PayPal, Venmo, or the Cash App. You can check out the pinned comment or the description if you want to follow those links. And when you do purchase it, please be sure to include your email because it is a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to require your email. Don't make me hunt it down because I will hunt you down. I will find you and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Anywho, thanks for supporting the channel. New England Patriots. We took Travis Hunter. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling life. Offensive line. Before it gets hairy, Josh Simmons being here feels so good. It really does. The patella tendon, it's scary. So maybe like I could see a team want to lean that might rather lean with Josh Connerly. But Donovan Jackson's not a bad thought either. But I'm going to go with Simmons. I'm going to bank on Simmons. He looked like a top 15 player this season, unfortunately, before the injury. New York Jets. I took Armand Membu. Oh, Derek Harmon's still here. Shenanigans. Ooh. Oh, that feels so good. Let's take a look at tight end. It's one of these guys. I just have I have a feeling we're gonna probably have to settle for like Terrence Ferguson, maybe even like Mitchell Evans at 110. Oh, let's think. Just taking a look at some of the other spots. I think it's Derek Harmon in a heartbeat. There we go. Get to play him inside next to Quinnen Williams. Wow, blinked on that sucker. Miami Dolphins. I took Will Johnson in the first, and this is probably the sweet spot for guard. The best. Oh man, like Josh Connerly's interesting, but I don't think I'd want to play Connerly at guard. I mean, you could. Donovan Jackson though feels like the fit. Feels like the guy to go with. I sense Charles Grant could be someone I could maybe get at 98. Just based on how he's ranked on this board. I can see a world where he goes in the top 50, but I'm going to go with Donovan Jackson. I like the fit quite a bit. Buffalo Bills, this is where we get in those back-to-back picks. And dude, Talik Williams being here, I don't even need to think twice. Landon Jackson would be nice too. Will he make it to 62? I have my doubts. And I mean, I could be okay with Alfred Collins. So kind of I could risk it here. Shoot on the upside of Landon Jackson and hope that Alfred Collins or Talik Williams are still available at pick 62. I could be honestly okay with TJ Sanders as well. Just I'd rather the meatier, the more meaty, the more hefty defensive interior player. But we'll go with Landon. Back here with the Bills. Let's take a look at that defensive line. Alfred Collins is still here. Okay, so hey, we did a good job. We got our big space eater there in the middle. So feeling really good about that Bills draft class thus far. New England Patriots. Took Travis Hunter. We got Josh Simmons. Oh, golly, there are some good players here. There are some good players here. TJ Sanders is an interesting one. I could. Part of me is okay with going in on offensive line again. I don't mind double dipping there. Marcus Bowe could be an interesting pickup here. Shoot on the upside, play him at left guard. Let's take a quick gander. I'm curious at running back. Caleb Johnson. Ooh. That would be an immediate upgrade. Immediate upgrade there. Let's take a look at the wide receivers. There's some good players left. Maybe an edge. I mean, I like Watts, but and Winston actually, but just doesn't feel like those are guys that are going to be like. It's just not. They're not massive holes on the roster. They're just not. So I could go Bo. I could go. Honestly, I'll probably just go Wyatt Milam and play him at guard. I could risk Milam being available at 77. I think Belton could be an okay player. If we do miss out on that, yeah, there's players I'm okay with. I'm gonna take Caleb Johnson. New York Jets. Membu, Derek Harmon. We got Carson Schwessinger. Oh, Xavier Watts. Oh man, Xavier Watts is like an immediate potential upgrade there over like Tony Adams. They brought in Andre Cisco. Look at tight end, and I'm legitimately okay with kicking that sucker to pick 110. Yeah, I'm gonna go Watts. Watts at 73 is just really good value. New England Patriots. All right, let's take a look. Milam's still there, and that's who. Ooh, so is Bo, but I got Milam higher. So we're gonna go ahead and help out the offensive line even further with Milam, who's gonna play guard for the Patriots. Miami Dolphins. I got Donovan Jackson. We got Will Johnson here. We can take a look at the safeties. Oh, I really like Winston, but I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna go either in the second round or midday 2. So like Makuba could realistically be here. Plays with that piss and vinegar that Anthony Weaver, I imagine, would like. Is there an offensive lineman maybe I could? Like, I like Charles Grant a lot for this system. We don't pick again till 119. I could very much be okay with. Yeah, I could be okay with grabbing someone else. I'm gonna go Makuba again. Winston, I imagine it's not gonna be here. But I mean, never say never when it comes to the NFL draft. New England Patriots, we're starting off with round 4. I kind of want to maybe take a look at wide receiver. Kyle Williams feels kind of nice at this juncture. So does Torrey Horton. I feel like I've done a very good job already offensively. Is there a tight end maybe? Oh, Harold Fanning could be interesting. Could be interesting. Let's see. I'm just going to look around. Again, Winston, I imagine, is not going to actually be here. Could go with linebacker. But I like Kyle Williams quite a bit. Just adding more playmakers. Where's the size? We could go Torrey Horton. He'd be size, but I really think Kyle Williams is going to be a really good player. Yeah, I'm going to double dip on the offensive line. Dude, Harold Fanning, though, man. Ooh, Harold Fanning would have been a fun pick. So this is the spot I probably want to go linebacker with. Kyle Kennard being on the board is interesting, but I mean, I feel like they got a lot going on at edge already. Billy Bowman's fascinating. I do like Chris Paul. Who would be my top linebacker right now? Probably would be Chris Paul. Or I think are they low on Danny Stutzman? No, they got Stutzman off the board. I like Chris Paul Jr. quite a bit. Do I want a little bit more length? Because if that's the case, maybe I wait till 132 and get like a Bassa, a Munden. And then we can consider. I feel like Jonas Sanker might be more of the fit, right? Let's see. Let's just take a quick gander around. Take a look. Charles Grant. That's fascinating. I don't know if he'd exactly be a great fit, but it is definitely fascinating. I feel like do I want to double dip on defensive line? If anything, maybe I want to double dip on corner, but I don't love the corner class here. Like Kobe Bryant would be interesting. I like him quite a bit. Does it feel early at 109? Maybe. I could just say, to hell with this. Kyle Kennard, that's value. Could develop Charles Grant. Have they paid Spencer Brown yet? Like, I'm just saying. Looks like he did get an extension. There is a potential out after 2025. I mean, he's young. They believe in him. He's playing good football. I don't need to do that. Look at me talking myself out of it. I don't need to do it. Ty Robinson would be interesting depth. He would be a very like Michael Hoyt type of player. You can move along the defensive line. I think I might do that. I like CJ West quite a bit as well. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are probably going to be depth early on anyway. Yeah. I think I want to do that. I think I want to double dip. Totally renovate this defensive line. New York Jets is probably where I want to take that tight end. Fergie's still here. I like the upside of Fergie. I really do. Yeah, that's just good value. Should be a third rounder. Miami Dolphins. What did I say I wanted to do for the Dolphins? What did I say I wanted to do? I know I wanted to get defensive line eventually. I mean, with things going on with Tyreek Hill, I might want to maybe bring in a wide receiver. Perhaps. Charles Grant no longer here. Great. Don't need to think about it. Oh, he is still here. That's a good fit. There ain't no way. I think he might go in the top 50. He definitely goes in the top 100. I'm not going to consider him at this pick. Let's move to we could double dip on corner, but I think I'm fine. Oh, I do love Stout. Stout's actually, I like him quite a bit better there in the slot. Defensive line, I wouldn't mind Vernon Broughton as a bit of a project guy. Great tools. Okay, let's do it. I'm happy with that. Buffalo Bills back on the clock. We're looking at linebacker. Look, Billy Bowman's still here. Oh, Chris Paul's still here. But I did say I wanted a little bit more length at linebacker. But I love the type of player Chris Paul is. Dude just flies all over the field. Even if he's got suspect length, I think I might be okay with that. I'm pretty high on him. I think I have Bosa ahead of him. Bosa's got better length. And then, of course, Small Munden has the best length. Yeah, okay, this might be a shocker. I'm going to go with Bosa. I like Bosa quite a bit. Miami Dolphins, we're back on the clock. So I opted to not go with wide receiver. Said I might double dip on corner that I liked Stout. Stout's not even here anymore, is he? Let's see. Where did Stout go? There, he went to Baltimore. Ha! Ain't that funny? That's fine. I might do Jordan Hancock in a little bit. Let's see. I do love me David Walker. I could just... No, I don't want it. I don't want more small safeties. I just don't want that. Kyle McCord's kind of a gamer. They brought in Zach Wilson to be the backup, but I don't know, man. McCord's not a bad option. You know what? I'm gonna go with Kyle McCord to be the backup for Tua. Okay, we got the New England Patriots. I've done quite a bit offensively. I can maybe turn my attention. What freaks do we have here? David Walker's fun. It's not really like the toolsy player I wanted to get, but man, I don't mind it. Him in the 5th, I could see him going 5th. I think for the sake of doing something different, because yeah, we could look at something different. Like how let me see how you say it. I got the pronunciation up here. Fret not. I write down the pronunciation. Baron Sorrell. So Sorrell's not bad. He's got a little suboptimal length. It's not exactly like the toolsy. The toolsy guy would be Quay Robinson. And again, what did Robinson's length come out to? 33.5 inch. Should have tested pretty darn well, though. I'm not this high on him, though, because I think he's like a total project. I'd rather wait till pick 64. Or 171, excuse me. Do I maybe bring in another corner? I think I could bring in another corner. Let me take a gander at my guys. Yeah, it's either like Kobe Bryant or Noel Williams. I'm gonna go with Bryant. He's kind of my guy, so let's do it. Next for the Jets, could get that wide receiver. Torrey Horton's actually a pretty good get here. He didn't get hurt this year, and we might be talking about him more, so I'm gonna snag him. All right, Miami Dolphins. I opted not for what? No, I said Hancock. I think I got another pick in 5, so it's fine. There ain't no way Sanker here. Ugh, can you imagine? Do I look at the interiors? Like Dylan Fairchild could be fun. How did he test? Tested okay. I think he could really go in any scheme. I love Jackson Slater. He might end up more center than guard, but I'm willing to take the shot. I like that. Adding more to the offensive line. All right, next pick here for the Dolphins. I think I am going to go with Jordan Hancock. He's going to at least immediately challenge in the slot. Challenge Kader Kohu. Okay, back here with the Jets. And I kind of just want to look at the best players on the board and then maybe go after one of them. Dude, ain't Sanker being here in the 5th feels kind of nuts. We could opt for offensive line help. I think I'd prefer a guy that could potentially play center. Which Caleb Rogers could be interesting here, actually. I don't see David Walker being available here. I've already passed on him for other teams, so I'm not gonna do that. Oh my, Noel Williams is actually fascinating at this pick. Could go with Zoff Frazier. He's a little bit more raw. Williams might not have the upside as Frazier does, but I think he's got a much higher floor. He's already more technically put together. So I'm going to snag Noel Williams, Buffalo Bills, back up here on the clock. Kind of addressed everything I wanted to. Probably now just in the category of best player available. It's a good place to be. I could double up at... Actually, I like that. I could double up at corner. They could use some help. Zoff Frazier. He's got some tools. Maybe we could put it together. Now we're back again here with the Bills. What are we doing? That's a fair question. What are we doing? I like, part of me just kind of wants to go with an offensive lineman because I like Fairchild's value here. You could get a developmental tackle. Like Carson Vincent's got some interesting tools. And we could just begin to develop that. I don't think that's a bad idea either. We're going to do that. We're going to grab a developmental tackle. New England Patriots. Kind of done everything I wanted except for getting an edge for this team. And I just don't think that high upside edge is here. I did say, Quay. Okay. I want to do some comparisons because I actually like Ja Joyner. Joyner tested out pretty well. The vert wasn't great, but again, it's the combine. Trust the tape. I'm going to go with Ja. Let's go. Buffalo Bills back here on the clock. Out here taking best player available. Why do they got Vincent listed as a guard? That's interesting. Ty Felton could be nice. Let's see. Like Tyler Barron's good value here. I don't know where Cyrus Torrance, what he's going into his 3rd or 4th year at this point. So maybe grabbing Fairchild as a potential replacement in the future is not a bad idea, in just case you don't want to pay him. JJ Pegues is fun. Oh, that sounds so fun. Let's see. Ooh, Brashard Smith. Ooh, I see you. Tommy Hill could be interesting because not necessarily a corner. Maybe you could transition him to safety. He's also a former wide receiver. You could just honestly just bring him into camp and see what happens, see what sticks. New York Jets back here on the clock. I was gonna say if Ty's still here, Ty Felton being here makes me want to consider him. JJ Pegues here. Yo, I'm just saying, if the new OC is anything like Ben Johnson, you could do some fun things with Pegues as like an extra offensive lineman or just throwing him in the backfield. I think I'm going to do that. I like that. All right, Buffalo Bills still just grabbing best player available. You know what? I do want to take a quick look at our lads. I don't know off the top of my head who's the backup for Josh Allen. Oh yeah, it's still Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, I'll take Dylan Gabriel here. Yes, please. Okay, New York Jets back here again. There's Smith. Let's see. Oh, Nick Martin could be hella fun. Grande Gadsden. Perhaps. A lot of good running backs still on the board. I think ultimately I want to go edge. I think I kind of want to go linebacker actually. Because I thought I saw Nick Martin still around. Yeah. I'm going to take Nick Martin. Quincy Williams had some injuries last year. And I believe Mosley's not on the squad anymore. Let me just go and confirm. Sorry, there was a lot of moving parts this offseason. I don't remember everything off the top of my dome. Yeah, I don't see I don't see CJ Mosley. New England Patriots, very happy with this draft. We have 2 more picks. And again, we're in best player available territory. I could double dip on the offensive line. Cool, fine. I could get that size at wide receiver with Isaac Tesla. A lot of like tools, but not a lot of production over his career. Willie Lampkin's fun, but you're really going against the grain, really trying to bank. Oh, you know what? Arandi Gadsden could be a big slot, tight end 2 type. I know they brought Hooper back, but I don't think that's stopping me. Miami Dolphins. All right, man. I think at some point we do got to add some wide receivers to the core. If they're going to figure out the Tesla and the speed, at least he brings size, a little something different. Chamari DK is also an interesting thought, but I'm going to go with Tesla. Let's go. Miami Dolphins. I could double dip and grab DK. I wouldn't mind it, honestly. I really would. DK brings that speed too. Tight end. Oh, Thomas Fadone's interesting. Got me thinking. Did I go in on... I did kind of go in on 2 corners. Crinton Crawford's actually very fascinating. Got his first... He was a Texas recruit. Ended up transferring to Nevada, where he actually got his first and lone year as a starter. But he's got over 1,000 years of special teams experience to him. I feel like that just screams safe prospect. At the very least, we got a good special teamer. Okay, we got New England Patriots. I took Gadsden. Ty Hamilton's not bad value at the back end here. Let's see. Like Fadil Diggs, if I'm looking for that speed rusher. I think we just go Hamilton. Got a little upside to him. Next on the clock, that'd be my Miami Dolphins. Let's look at this wide receivers. Hey, DK's still here. Give me the speed. Give me the speed. And that's the mock draft. Let's just go over teams real quick. For the Miami Dolphins, I said, hey, I wanted to address corner, safety, and offensive line in my first 3 picks. And I did that with all players I really like. Makuba, Will Johnson, Donovan Jackson. Brendan Broughton's a good upside player that doesn't really have to benefit right away. Doesn't have to start right away. We could just develop him. But he's got a lot, and I mean a lot, of upside. Kyle McCord, he's going to battle it out with Zach Hide Your Mom Wilson for the backup quarterback. Jackson Slater is going to be like a guard / center. Does he end up starting? He'd have to fight for it, but at the very least, it's good depth. Jordan Hancock can play inside and out and even play in this as a safety. So he gives us some versatility. I get it. Tyreek Hill. We got some problems. Isaac Tesla, not only is he fast, but he's also big. Not a lot of production in his collegiate career. He's a better NFL player than college player. Kenton Crawford gives us some special teams. DK, another speedy wide receiver. Moving on, Buffalo Bills. Bills fans, do you like this? I like it. Trey Amos, Landon Jackson, Alfred Collins. So you got your space eater, and then Ty Robinson, kind of like a Jaron Reed type that could just bounce around the defensive line. And then to wrap this thing up with, like, I legit just went straight defense. This was a defensive heavy draft. Jeffrey Bossa, I think, could be a starter at some point. Zoff Frazier, he's got some tools. You could develop him. And then finally, I start going offense. I go offensive line. Carson Vincent, maybe a guy you could develop to be an heir apparent someday. Dylan Fairchild, again, you're looking ahead to contracts. Can you bring back Osiris Torrance? Tommy Hill, is he a safety? Is he a corner? Bring him to camp and find out. And then Dylan Gabriel, instantly potentially a better backup than Mitch Trubisky. Just saying. And then the New England Patriots. We got lucky that Travis Hunter was still around. And then we grabbed Josh Simmons in the second round. Caleb Johnson, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Wyatt Milam. I feel like that's extraordinary. We got our left guard, our left tackle of the future. We got a potential improvement at running back. Travis Hunter, he's going to vie at corner. He can play wide receiver too. We got Kyle Williams, a wide receiver I really like. Kobe Bryant adds some depth to the cornerback room. Ja Joyner, someone we could develop at edge. Rondy Gadsden's kind of a big slot, tight end 2 type, with Ty Hamilton being good depth. It's just a good draft. And then the New York Jets. I took Armand Membu because, I'm sorry, I think that's the best pick for them there. Derek Harmon was available at 42, so don't mind me. Xavier Watts was available at 73, so, excuse me, I'll take that. And then we got Terrence Ferguson at pick 110. It's fine. It's fine. Torrey Horton, I think, is a good get at 145. He brings some size to the wide receiver room. Noah Williams, I legitimately think could contend for some early playing time. JJ Pegues is just a fun player to have on the roster. Nick Martin, just in case you get injuries in the linebacker room, someone that could come in and at least play with his hair on fire. But that's it for the mock. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. And as always, till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.